Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be speaking about community involvement and homelessness. And joining us is homeless advocate Lang Martinez. Welcome, Lang. And what does this mean, community involvement and homelessness?
Well, community involvement means basically getting involved. Go to your officials and elected individuals that basically are trying to deal with the situation in the crisis, not just in Oxnard, but Ventura as a whole. So when you have people that are making decisions for you, the community, you need to get involved. For instance, I was involved with Halico. There was removal of an encampment on Halico was about 2 years ago, and I was involved in doing outreach. And I actually said that you should leave those individuals there. There was lots of money spent. Well, at that time, I also asked that the community get involved and speak about this, and I made the comment that these efforts are redundant and they'll come back. So if you go down in Wyoming in that area, you'll find approximately about 50, 60 motorhomes, and you'll also find other people on the other side on the waterways and in the back area of Halico. Efforts were redundant and taxpayers' monies were spent. We need to come as a community and we need to bring this to the attention to say, what are you really doing? Anybody can come up with data. I mean, data is somebody that puts together what they want you to read. It's not the truth. You can see it all around you. It's everywhere. There has not been any type of, there's been no change. You know, when Project Home Key Room Key came aboard, we were taking individuals off the streets and they were 2 times likely to get COVID. And I'll make a point with this. That wasn't true. I can use Los Angeles. I can use Los Angeles as an analogy. When the governor said that we have 68,000 homeless in Los Angeles, and they said that they were 2 times more likely to die because of COVID-19, that was not true. It was a money grab. Actually, the actual peak deaths of COVID-related deaths in LA County were 3,435. That's a long ways from 68,000, 2 times likely. We're not even close. If we continue to let the elected officials do what they want to do and keep selling us a bag of goods, when you can see it in front of you that it's not getting better, it's a situation, the community, the churches have to get involved as one. And we have to do something about it as a community. So I do want to say that as far as your elected officials, don't let them have all the responsibility. Take some upon yourself because it's right there in front of you. It's on your street, it's on your front lawn, it's in your alley, and we need to do something about it. What we really need to do is address the issue of the addiction in Ventura County. Right now, Ventura County has a high death rate when it comes to fentanyl overdoses, and it's ranging from all ages, George. We need to get involved. What are we doing about it?
Okay, so when we're talking about getting involved, you've mentioned getting in touch with the local city leaders. Any other suggestions?
Well, yeah, get a hold of the city leaders and come together at your city council meetings, send emails, ask questions. Really, what are we really doing here? And then put together some type of group to where the community can talk about it, because homelessness affects everybody. Addiction affects a lot of our families. I don't think there's one family that I know of in Ventura County. I'd have to say about 90% where addiction touches the family, it affects the family as a whole. And a lot of addiction, it leads to homelessness. I mean, there is a cause and effect, why you're homeless. Your officials want to say one thing, they want to say another thing, but the truth is about 80% of the individuals that are caught up in homelessness are caught up in drug addiction or mental health. There is a cause and effect, but it's the addiction and the mental health, and that's called co-occurring disorders. But Ventura County and your elected ones, they want to push the narrative unhoused. So the question I would ask the community when people are saying these people don't want to be homeless. My question to the elected officials in the community is, how many of them chose to be in the situation of being homeless and found it advantageous to do so? So in regards to the community, you need to understand that we just bought the La Quinta Hotel. We have the 2 Vagabonds. Right now, Ojai's got, I think, $4.7 million And what we want to do is we want to take individuals that are sick and we want to put a roof over their head thinking that they're going to get better. And that's the solution. We need to get involved because it actually touches each and every one of us. And we need to be a part of finding the solution and what needs to be done and what's being done different. Nothing. Unless you have a voice to do something, nothing's going to change, George. You know that.
Now, there is some community involvement. At least there's been, discussions. People do go to the city council and talk about this, and this has been going on for years, of course, but you're expressing that there's just not enough. Is that the case?
Well, you can, yeah, there's really not enough. I mean, I can look at the analogy, a missing child. We have a missing child in Ojai. Her name is Ziana Valor, and I've been involved to be an advocate for the family. So we have a child that was missing in Ojai. Right now, the big thing in Ojai is their $12.7 million, how they're going to spend it. This child's missing. So we have a 21-year-old child missing in Ojai, and we actually have no community involvement in regards to asking questions, what's going on and how to find this child. It's no different with homeless. The community has to get together as one. It's like the church. Anytime there's two or more present, you have a church and you have a meeting. People need to speak up. They need to say something. We can't make a difference. We can't do anything or change anything unless we change things and do something about it. And we're not. It's just not happening.
Lang, is there any existing community groups that you might recommend that people get involved with?
I really don't know nobody right now. I do know that some churches, I'm part of Atmosphere Church. We're involved with a program right now we're talking about, the theme's going to be taking people from Skid Row to the front row and basically not going out but doing outreach and trying to get individuals to be accountable and responsible and try to take them to sober livings, give them programs and disciple them and do that. Just not to go out and start giving them things and handing them things and wish you the best of luck, but to actually work with individuals so that they're accountable and they want a better life. If you keep giving things away and you keep doing this, how can there be any responsibility that you want to do something for yourself? I did. I was considered one of the worst cases in Ventura County. I have a village behind me, and it takes a village for somebody like me. I've been sober now 6 years. I'm engaged to a beautiful woman named Laura. My life's overwhelming. I'm happy. I'm free. I spent 15 years in prison. George knew that, back at Citizens Journal. I was homeless in Plaza Park. The same business I ended up owning credit-wise was called 123 Credit Fix. And I sat in my office and I looked in the same trash can that I used to live in. It's like I said to anybody. I know from my story that if I can do it, you can do it too. And I am proof that God's miracles are real. I'm sitting in front of you and you and I know some of the same people. I wouldn't be here 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was in Plaza Park and I was smoking methamphetamine in the trash can behind the professional building. That's where I was.
Lang, that's a pretty amazing story. I'm wondering if you might highlight something that the community offered or did or provided or helped you in some way that sort of catalyzed that change.
I was in the alley across the street from Plaza Park. A gentleman by the name of Ron Freeman pulled up. He asked me if I was hungry. He brought me in his office. He had this box of donuts. And I said, can I wash my hands? And he said, yeah. So I washed my hands, and then he said to me, you can have the whole box. And I said, really? And we had a conversation, and I started making phone calls. I continued to get arrested. I ended up in a program. Then there was a guy that met me named Ruben Chavez that put me into sober living. There was city officials, the guy from American Cleaners, Vince, Abel Magana, downtown city Oxnard, George Miller. He took off my career. If it wasn't for George, I wouldn't have the platform that I have today. George Miller was the first journalist to believe in me and put me in the newspaper. And the first article The first article went out May 24th, 2019, and that was part of the Nobody Knows But Me series. I've been loved by many. I'm part of Children of the Night. I'm part of NASC, the National Adult Association of Adult Survivors of Child Abuse. And right now, I'm very fortunate and I'm blessed to be involved with the family of Ziana Valora to help be a part, to use my platform and the people that I know in the community like you to try to find her daughter. It's been a real honor and a blessing. And I have a responsibility to give back what was given to me by individuals like you. And that's something on July 25th, 2018. I was in downtown LA and I said, God, if you save my life, I'll give it all back to you. I have an amazing life. You know, my past is not the law. It's the key to the life I have today, or I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, sir. It's an honor.
Well said. Thank you very much, Lang. We're out of time here, so I'm going to have to wrap up. This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.